Hey everyone, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back. Alright, so this is my free-to-play account. I've only done that one poll on the actual World of Final Fantasy medals, and I want at least 3 of them to do this setup. I might focus on Goofy, or I might focus if I get a Sephiroth. I'm not aiming for 25 million or anything like that. I'm just trying to see if I can make top 5,000. So I know I definitely have to poll at least 2 more times to get 2 more 40% medals, and hopefully one is Sephiroth and another one is another debuffer. I'm looking for debuffers. I want 3 debuffers, 2 minimum, 3 max. Because we do have Maui and Moana, we don't really need Yuna, Lightning, and Cloud. I believe those are the buffers, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're going to do 2 more polls in this video, and then we're going to try to do a little bit of the run to see what we can actually do. The problem with this account is that it is 100% no jewels spent besides the last one you saw. So no avatar boards purchased, no medals pulled, so it has nothing. It only has what the game's given us, and that's where I kind of screwed up. I screwed up by not buying the winter jacket. I forgot to get that. I had the Mickey on the shoulder. I forgot to get the hoodie one because I need skill perks as well. Skill perks for my costume. So I missed out on that. I missed out on Attack Boost 2 and APP. And now I'm only stuck with Attack Boost 3 Max and a couple paralysis, couple sleeps here, and a Defense Boost 2. So I gotta really work around my skills. Skills are very, very important on a Keyblade setup. If you don't have at least one of each skill ready to go for a new Keyblade setup, you're pretty much screwed. But we're gonna see what we can do. I'm trying to aim for top 5,000. I believe it's probably 15 or 16 mil to be safe. Or not even safe, just to make it in top 5,000 right now. I don't know what the end result's going to be. I actually haven't looked at the ranking system for quite a while. So, without further ado, we're doing 2 more polls, and that should be good enough. Let me just really quick check my inventory space. I'm going to have to cut this into 2 parts, so I'm going to do a poll and then organize stuff and then put it back together. So let's do our first poll since we can and see what we get. Now, like I said, I'm not going for anything crazy. I'm not trying to guilt anything. I do have all these jewels, but like I said before, it doesn't matter what high score challenge you're doing. It doesn't matter what poll you're doing. Pull one at a time. Do a Keyblade setup. Do the runs. If that doesn't work out and you've tried everything that is normal without putting skills on and SIDs and all that, you can kind of judge it. Then you do another poll. You don't want to be just wasting jewels for nothing, and don't fall into the habit of trying to guilt these medals. These medals are here just to support your Keyblade setup. It's great if you can guilt them, more than great. It's actually a huge power spike, but you're chasing, and chasing is not a good thing, even for these medals. Like the Jack and Sally's I have on my main account, they don't need to be guilted. They basically are there for utility, and they buff, debuff, and then my main 1 medal does all the damage. You can do the same thing with these World of Final Fantasy medals. All you need is 2 debuffers, and then Maui or Moana, and hopefully later on they come with a medal that does ×3 to speed buff as well. But all you need is 2 debuffers, so Sephiroth, Tama, and Squall. If you have 2 or just 2 copies of Squall, 2 copies of Sephiroth, or 2 copies of Tama, or 1 of each, it doesn't matter. As long as you have 2 of the debuffers, and then you put Moana or you put a Maui right before your main damage dealer, you're going to be basically doing what Jack and Sally does. Now that works best on the Divine Rose, and like I said, it sucks that we don't have a ×2 buffer, but we do have that medal that does ×2 buff. It's 3 costs. I think it's either not Ariel, sorry, because we're doing this right now. It's either Aerith or Kairi, Kingdom Hearts 2 Kairi. It's one of those that does a ×2 speed buff. That is good enough, guys. -2 and +2 is very, very powerful, especially with your ×3 buffer in the beginning. So enough chit chatting. I always give advice in all my videos. I'm always trying to help, so I kind of go overboard sometimes. Here's our poll. This is our first poll for 3,000 jewels. I'm just looking for 40% medals. If I get 2 in this one, then I'm definitely not going to pull a 3rd time, but we'll see what we get. I'm actually kind of stressed out with this because I'll explain it later on my main account, but let's see what we get right now. Okay, we got 1. We got perfect. We got Squall. This is a debuffer right here. Lowers defense of all attributes of all targets by 1 tier for 2 turn. So because I said it's like Jack and Sally, it carries over. If you're not trying to 1 turn an enemy, by the time you come back to your 2nd turn and you reactivate them, now you have -3 debuff. And then you activate Moana Maui and you have ×3 buff. So that's why I'm saying they're like Jack and Sally's in 2 turns. And for the people who don't have more than 1 Jack and Sally, same thing. So besides that, what do we get here? Every time I pull, you guys, it's gonna look like this. Everything says new. New. This is only my second pull on this account. So we got Cogsworth with 3 dots or 3 orbs. And I am blind. Here we go. Nope. Oh, okay. It's Chain of Memories Black Hole Riku. He also has 3 dots. So the pull itself is not too bad. We got a new skill, Poison. I need skills, so that's good. And besides that, this is a great one right here too. Lowers the defense of all targets by 1 tier for 1 turn. Now that we have the World of Final Fantasy medals, it basically replaces medals like that. So it was good before. So either way, this is what I'm talking about right here. Raises magic base strength by 2 tiers for 1 turn. There's a speed version of this. So if you use this medal mixed with this 2 of these medals, ×2, -2. On turn 2, if you are facing like a raid boss, then you have -3 debuff and then ×2 magic buff. But most people have Moana, so you're gonna have a ×3 buff. But that's the idea of these World of Final Fantasy medals, is their utility. They're not needed to be guilted because we have powerful medals already. If you can guilt these guys, you are very, very powerful right now. But it is not necessary, so stop chasing, stop going crazy, take what you need for this high score challenge, try to grab an aerial and flounder, and be content with that. And even if you don't grab an aerial and flounder, Sebastian is good enough with an APP on him, SP gauge 2 or SP gauge 1, or no cost. It's all up to you. If you have any of those, it's good to put on him. Best ones are the SP gauges, then it's the APP, and then it's no cost. No cost has better places to be. Or I think there is. So that's my first pull. I only got 1 World of Final Fantasy medal, so we're gonna go for a second one in just a second. I'm gonna cut out here because, as you can see, I gotta sell some stuff, combine some stuff, or just upgrade my storage. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We're gonna increase the storage by 1 more because I don't want to spend too much time, and I had to increase my storage eventually. I'm just saving the storage upgrades until they actually give us the deal where they only cost half price, or you get 2 for 1 or something like that. There's gonna be deals later on to increase your storage for cheaper, or just get double the storage for the same price. Something like that. So I'm slowly upgrading my storage instead of going crazy with it. So now that we got that out of the way, we're gonna get our second pull now. And hopefully we get the Sephiroth like I need. But I have what I need so far. I have Tama and I have the Squall. So I have my -2 buffers, so anything from here now will be great. But I'm looking for 3 14% medals just to try to get a good score out of this. And I'm hoping it's Sephiroth so I can use the Divine Rose. If it's not Sephiroth, I gotta figure out something. But here we go, guys. Second pull, third pull for the count. Sephiroth. And there's 2. Ooh, I might get a dotted one, guys. I might get a dotted one. Ooh, okay. Okay, this is cool. This is pretty cool. I should really ask for things out loud more often because it seems to be working, guys. So I am going to go with the Divine Rose because I need an AoE medal for this high score challenge. Or I might focus on the Olympia and use Classic Goofy as my main damage dealer. Since he is a higher multiplier and he's guilted, it's actually going to be a lot better than a 2.86 multiplier. Your medal strength and your medal's multiplier makes a big difference in what score you're going to get off enemies. So the higher multiplier, that includes guilt. So if this was guilted, that would be almost a 6 multiplier. That would give me way more score than anything else. But since he's not guilted and Goofy is, Goofy's gonna give me a better multiplier. But it depends on the Keyblade setup, we'll see. So obviously Nominate is 3 orbed, which is pretty cool. The rest of this is okay. We got those Atlantic Soras. All those Atlantic medals, so confusing. And here we go. Kingdom Hearts 2 Aerith is raised strength by 1 tier for 1 turn. So it is most likely the medal I was talking about for the speed buffer is Kingdom 2 Hearts Kairi. I'm pretty sure it's Kairi. We'll see. But here we go. We got sleep on that. And then we also got paralysis. Alright, that's pretty cool. So we got 2 more skills. Oh, 3 more skills. I need more skills, guys. That's why I'm excited. But definitely that was a good pull. I got all debuffers, and I am really happy with that. Actually, I got more than just 3 debuffers now, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to make a setup for this, and we're going to try this out I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do exactly, actually. I want to use a Keyblade setup like this. So we're going to take out all this. We're leaving Sebastian, that's for sure. So we're going to activate our Sephiroth on the final. Ooh, I have a lot of 6 stars now too. That's going to kind of suck. So if you do have Sebastian, keep Sebastian at 5 stars. You don't want to 6 star it, especially if you're not guilting. If you're not guilting him, then keep him at 5 stars so you don't have to use a lot of SIDs. So that saves 32 of your actual cost, which is huge, guys. So if you have Sebastian, you haven't upgraded him yet, keep him at 5 stars. So now we have that out of the way, we want to get our other little chibis. So we're gonna use Squall. I'm just pulling out what I have just to see in Tama. Okay, so that is our medals. I don't have to use this much, but at the same time, I kind of want to, because that does guarantee me. See, the only thing that's bad about this is that there's no buffer. There's no tribute buffer, which is that would make a big difference. So I don't want to pull anymore. I don't want to pull anymore. We're gonna try this Keyblade setup, see what happens. Now the reason I'm using Moana and he's speed, he actually gets a buff with that magic buff, but only towards the enemies it actually affects. So power enemies will actually take more damage because of Moana's buff, since he's very effective to everybody. It's a little weird, but it makes sense. So it makes sense to use a Keyblade full of these World of Final Fantasy medals, but since I didn't grab a buffer, which now I can think about it, it would have been better here, but what are you gonna do? So we're gonna use Moana instead, and let's try those setup. So let's go back to the high score challenge and let's do a quick run to see what's gonna happen with this setup. I wanna make top 5,000, so I'm gonna try different things, but the issue I'm gonna run into is that I'm not, ooh, I can't even do it. Okay, be right back, guys. I'm gonna cut this out and just go right back in. Alright, so I had to end up buying some storages to actually make some room, which is fine. I had nothing to sell, nothing to upgrade, but that's okay. So we're gonna go with this, and I have a couple of choices here. I can use a Sora with Sleep Plus. I can use my Sora with Attack Prize Plus. Whatever my Sora, I mean, I have on my other account. We have some Defense Boost 3s with Gilted medals. We have Attack Boost 3 maxes on Gilted Sephiroths and Gilted Squall. So I have a lot of choices here. I also have a second chance on a 14% medal, which is really good. It's somewhere in the party here. My party is basically just helping each other out as much as possible, which is very nice because it's hard to find a good party, and I think my party is probably one of the best to helping each other. There we go. Second chance on Squall. So I'm gonna go with APP because I don't have any APP on here, and this is pretty heavy. So hopefully that'll help. Depends what I really need. I don't know yet, but I'm gonna use this setup and see how far I can get. But most likely I'm gonna run into the issue of not having enough SP. So here we want our medal to do the most damage, our MVP medal to do the most damage possible. We're gonna attack this, and I know Moana's gonna take out no matter who because she has such a heavy hit. So we're just gonna hit that one right there, so it actually gives a good multiplier. Magic versus power equals more score. And then we're gonna activate Sephiroth. So that should put us around 41,000 or a little bit more. There we go, 41,759. So this is what we want so far. Here, these guys are a little tougher, so we can use all 3 reds on the magic. And then Moana shouldn't take that out. And activate Sephiroth so he can do at least 1 or 2 hits to each one. So there we go, we're at 132,000 off the first room. We're trying to min-max our score right now. Second group, if I had a medal that wasn't AoE damage, I would just activate it for the ×3 buff, but because Sebastian's AoE, I can't really activate him, and also he costs 6. So we're gonna just tap here, same thing. All 3 reds on the blue, because we want our main medal to do all the damage, so we want as much HP as possible. Activate that, and then our Sephiroth should be doing at least 1 or 2 hits on these guys. So some of them took 1, some of them took 2. It's just how it is. Same thing here. I don't know if Sephiroth is strong enough yet, and this is what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna go a little risky here and use my Sebastian, because if I do want my Sephiroth to do as much damage as possible, the more damage your medal does, the more of a score you'll get. So you want to activate it, even though it's heavily cost, it's worth the points, and there's lots of SP chests in the rest of the room. So there we go, we're at 743,000, which is great. This room does have 2 SP chests, which is more than what we need. Since my medal doesn't have any chips, Dales, or attack boost 3 on it, it is safe to buff here. But if your Sephiroth has chips and attack boost 3 max, then you don't want to activate it, you just want to activate your Sephiroth. So we're going to tap on this plant to do the least amount of damage. Moana is going to do a kick no matter what, and we're going to get 1, 2, or even 3 hits out of this. So one of them took 3 hits, one of them took 2 hits, and one took 1 hit. So we're at 131,000, 131,000. Did I say that before too? Sorry, 1,315,000. I think it was under a million before. I'm not sure. So far so good. Now we can just basically activate everything, and we should still be careful by what we hit. We do want the opposites, and we still want our most powerful medal to do all the damage. I just don't know if I have enough damage there, so I don't. But hopefully we survive these attacks. We should. Just by a hair. Oh, that's pretty bad. So swiping here should be good enough. Tapping on that and tapping on that. We already activated our special. We're good. We don't have to waste no more SP. There is different strategies, but I'll talk about that on my main account. But for this account, we need as much SP as possible. So for these next guys, since we know that a buff and my Sephiroth wasn't enough, we have to do more than that. So we're going to have to activate Sebastian here. And we're going to have to activate at least one Squall. So we're going to activate Sebastian, Squall, and then swipe with the other two, and hopefully this does enough damage. So there you go, it's not enough damage. I do have to figure it out. As of now, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I do have more buffers and debuffers, so we'll see where this takes me. But I'm pretty much screwed until I get some APPs. That's basically all I'm missing. I'm missing APP. If my account had APP on any one of those medals, this would be very doable, because I would just throw attack boost 3 max on my Sephiroth and just go ham. But I don't right now, so we'll talk about it later. On my main account, I'm going to do a run where I explain exactly the issue I'm having with trying to make 25 million. So we'll see, guys. I don't know what I'm going to do exactly, but that's what that is. And hopefully I can figure out something. So that's everything for now, guys. I'm going to figure out some stuff later. I might do some more high score challenge runs, and I might do some more polls. I'm not sure. I just got to see what I got to do first. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you guys in the next one.